Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After Sloan admits almost everything, a crushed Eric reunites Nicole with her child. At the onlooker, Stephanie worriedly checks out at the entryway and actually takes a look at her telephone. Inquiring about his whereabouts, she calls and leaves a message for Everett. At the Spectator, Stephanie utilizes her laptop for work. Marlena explains to Rafe and Jada at the station that Everett and Bobby are two distinct individuals who both reside within Everett's head. She believes he has dissociative identity disorder, which typically results from trauma experienced as a child. According to Jada, it would provide a wealth of information. She calls Stephanie to the station. Johnny and Chanel share a brownie in the square. Her queasiness has passed, giving way to energy about the child. She is done with her constant fear of being exposed to radiation. She needs to tell everybody they're anticipating. In light of Johnny's reluctant articulation, Chanel expects he'd prefer hold on until they get an all reasonable. He affirms, yet in addition, EJ and Nicole lost their child in the relatively recent past. Chanel recommends knowing they're going to have a grandkid could recuperate. Additionally, she will soon begin showing. With a wide smile, she says it's time they begin contemplating what's to come. Johnny feebly says, definitely. More, Ariane Zucker sets wedding date. Holly sends Nicole an apology text at the mansion. She responds, I love you to the moon and back, touched. EJ goes into the parlor with a pot of tea and a bite. At the point when EJ gets a call from Rita about minor work subtleties, he yells not to call again without a damn valid justification. Nicole thinks he was more brutal than expected and asks what has him so twisted up. EJ faults his mindset on Paulina terminating him. She rubs his neck to loosen up him and notification when he actually looks at his watch. She energetically requests to know what's happening. He concedes he's anticipating a conveyance. Sloan informs Eric at their apartment that Jude belongs to Nicole and EJ. She's been lying the entire time since she would have rather not lost him. She pins it on her melancholy over losing their child. She believed in the event that she was unable to give him a youngster, he would leave her. Eric's head twists, and he rubs his tear-stained face. Sloan further admits the guardians of the child they should embrace pulled out in light of the fact that they didn't need her bringing up their youngster. Then, at that point, Dimitri dropped Nicole's child off for her to take to the medical clinic, however she chose to keep him all things considered. More, fan-fictioning two cleanser alums into Salem. Sloan considered it to be their last possibility being guardians and being blissful. Frowning, Eric implores her to let him know it's false. All things considered, she admits she messed with the DNA results. He asks her why she is now telling him. She pins it on him drawing nearer to reality, further conceding that Leo knew. Eric attacks her for putting EJ and Nicole through some serious hardship. She yells back that she did it since she cherishes him and Jude. He spits that she's unequipped for affection. Johnny and Chanel return home and tell EJ and Nicole they're anticipating. Nicole enthusiastically embraces them and afterward understands a stifled EJ definitely knew. The hopeful guardians guarantee her no other person knew. They maintain that her should be the first once they were prepared to share their news. More, how cleansers dealt with passings of cast individuals. EJ drives a contemplative Johnny out of the DiMera family room to the lobby. EJ tells Johnny as he leads Johnny to the foyer that he thinks it's a mistake for them to have a child. Johnny lets his father know that Chanel has decided to be hopeful, feeling the child will be a gift to them come what may. EJ asks his opinion. Johnny says he's attempting to be content and hopeful, however concedes he's stressed. However, it is not his responsibility to direct Chanel's actions. Johnny responds that it's never a mistake if it makes his wife happy, and EJ reiterates his disapproval. Nicole presents Chanel with a picture book she received at her baby shower in the living room. It's the one thing she was unable to surrender. Chanel realizes this should be hard for her. Despite the fact that it is, Nicole is ecstatic for her. Johnny and EJ are back. A close-to-home Nicole realizes the child will give such a lot of joy to every one of them. At the point when Johnny and Chanel head higher up, EJ wants to remove Nicole's aggravation. Nicole says she needs to acknowledge that it won't ever disappear. Embracing her, EJ actually looks at his watch. More, Deidre corridor talks playing herself on hack. Stephanie comes to the station and finds out about Everett's dead. Marlena trusts Stephanie can persuade him to seek once more into treatment. Stephanie will give her best. Marlena says they need to painstakingly continue. Rafe brings up they need to think that he is first. At the condo, Sloan embraces Eric, demanding she adores him, however he drives her away. Eric packs Jude's belongings, distraught, to take him to his real parents. Sloan twists down to Jude. Avoid him, Eric orders. She needs to bid farewell, however Eric says she doesn't get to do that. As Sloan retreats to the sofa, Eric cries as he lets Jude know the amount he'll miss him. Eric tells Sloan not to contemplate leaving while he's gone. He'll be back, and she will pay for what she's finished. Eric, distraught emotionally, pushes away from Sloan's embrace. More, the potential for a few ways out. In their room, Chanel asks Johnny what his dad told him. Johnny lies that he guaranteed him the doctor's visit expenses will be covered. Chanel shows him the book Nicole gave her. Stressed over how hard this will be on her, Chanel recommends they get their own place. As Nicole and EJ relax on the sofa, the doorbell rings. EJ bolts up to make the way for a despondent Eric. Holding Jude, Eric lets them know their child didn't kick the bucket. Jude is your child. He hands him over. As she hugs her son, Nicole jerks. Nicole's leave storyline is demise. Will Sloan permit EJ to raise Eric's child? Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers recommend that the supposed crap has raised a ruckus around town in Salem, as half of the child Jude mystery will be uncovered. Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, will figure out that Jude is her child, who never passed on. In any case, the kid will in any case be pawned off as EJ DiMera's, Dan Feuerriegel, not Eric Brady's, Greg Vaughn. As Ariane's days are numbered on the show, will her leave storyline be passing? What occurs straight away assuming that is the situation? Days of Our Lives spoilers, will Sloan Peterson Brady move forward? DOOL spoilers hint that Eric and Sloan Peterson Brady's, Jessica Surfety, marriage will disintegrate after reality emerges. Poor Eric at last experienced parenthood, and presently he must hand Jude back to Nicole. Yet again, while fortunately Nicole will at long last have her youngster back and trust in her maternal senses as she naturally suspected Jude was hers at every turn, Eric will be shattered. Nicole will likely hope to check whether there's a way that Eric can in any case be a piece of Jude's life. All things considered, he took such amazing consideration of the child, and the two reinforced. Be that as it may, will EJ permit this? In any case, assuming Nicole dies, this would offer one more unexpected development in the ceaseless storyline. The whole explanation both Sloan and EJ kept the youngster's actual paternity was on the grounds that they knew that assuming Eric'll figured out reality, they'd rejoin in a moment. In any case, as Ariane is leaving the show toward the finish of July in the event that the person dies, this could provoke Sloan to recount to Eric the entire story. He should be the sole guardian of Jude, assuming that anything happens to Nicole. DOOL spoilers, Greek misfortune finishing? Of course, a great deal can occur among now and the finish of July. Conceivably reality with regards to Jude's paternity surfaces, whether in light of situation or Leo distinct, Greg Ricard, / Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, approaching to sort things out. Leo would believe that should make the best choice, while Melinda may simply need to take advantage of EJ. Jude being Eric's child would normally bond Eric'll, and the two could rejoin, and partake in some family for a couple of days, perhaps weeks, with Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, in the blend just for something heartbreaking to happen to Nicole. After all, happily ever afters in the soap opera world are short-lived.